Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our 9-month Ultimate World Cruise Adventure. And this is one we've been waiting on. We've been so excited for. Today, we're going to visit the Taj Mahal. This is day 143 through 145, and we spend 48 hours traveling for an hour and a half sight. Is it worth it?
Welcome to Living Phase 2.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Nancy, and we're empty nesters striving to live life to the fullest.
And we're living that full life aboard Royal Caribbean's Serenade of the Seas on the ultimate 9-month world cruise.
Well, we sure are. Well, friends, today, like Mike said, it's a big day for us.
A big 3 days.
Yes. That we are headed to the Taj Mahal, and it's not just a hop, skip, and a jump away from our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, we have to get on an airplane and take a 4-hour flight to get there.
Right. So our ship actually docks in Cochin, India, and we all have to get on buses and go to the Cochin airport. And then, as Nancy said, it's quite a flight to Delhi. But we're going to go over all that with you. We'll walk through the itinerary. But the interesting part was we came from Sri Lanka. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to go back and look at yesterday. We swung around the end of India. Now we're in Cochin. And we got in rather late. We didn't get in until after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, then we had to all clear Indian customs.
And there's a lot to go through. You're showing your passport or your visas many times.
Yeah, and so that took quite a while. And we were in, so there's so many world cruisers that Royal Caribbean's taking up to the Taj Mahal. They split us up into what you could call 3 groups. We had group 1 and group 2, but then group 1 also had the early group and the late group. Well, we were in the late group, which means we didn't actually leave the ship until almost 3:30 in the afternoon. And then we cleared Indian customs, got on buses, went to the airport. And let's go over the itinerary a little bit on the front end. We leave Cochin. We're going to fly to Delhi. We stay overnight in New Delhi. And then from New Delhi, we're going to take a private train to Agra. And in Agra, the city of Agra is where the Taj Mahal is. We're going to tour the Agra Fort. We're going to see the Taj Mahal. And then we stay overnight in Agra. We get up, drive back to Delhi, catch a plane, and then we fly back, not to Cochin, but we catch the cruise ship at its next port, which is Goa, India. That's what's supposed to have happened. so as we walk through,
exactly what happened.
As we walk through, we're going to show you that effectively that whole trip that we just described to you took 48 hours from beginning to end. And in the end, actual touring was about an hour and 15 to an hour and 25 minutes at the Taj, and that's all we saw. And we're going to let you know at the end if we thought it was worth it or not. So, well, let's start going over what happened here. We got on our airplane. Well, we got to the airport and we said, okay, we know we're going to be late. We know this is going to, our plane didn't even take off till like 7 o'clock at night, right?
That's right. And when we were at the airport, before we boarded, one of the things we decided we really needed were neck pillows. Now, friends, you have asked, or many of you have asked, is there something that you wish you would have brought along on this cruise that you didn't? And one thing was neck pillows. I mean, we thought when we got on the cruise, I don't know what we were thinking, but we thought, well, we've got a 2-hour flight to Miami and then we'll get on the cruise. But there have been numerous times where we have had long excursions where, your head is just nodding off. You need to sleep on the bus or on an airplane, and having some neck support is very helpful. So we got neck pillows.
Yeah, we got some neck pillows at the Cochin airport, and then we boarded our flight that was around 7:30 at night, and then we flew up to Delhi, which then our flight arrived in New Delhi at 11:30 at night, so a 4-hour flight. So now it's 11:30, and then at the airport, so after we landed at 11:30, everyone had to get their bags. We had to wait for the buses. They weren't there yet, and then we got on the buses and then made our way to the hotel, which was the Taj Hotel, which is a gorgeous hotel, and they had a nice greeting for us.
They did. We got flower lays actually on the buses before we got off.
The marigold lays, yeah.
And when we got off, they put little dots on our forehead and sprinkled little flower petals on us. And
even though it was 1 a.m. when we arrived at the hotel.
They gave us a greeting, which was sweet.
Yeah, and they had it actually fairly efficient. They needed our passports to check us in, so we gave them our passports. They said, oh, we'll give them back to you later. So we went up to our room. We got ready for bed, got in bed as soon as we could, because we already knew we had to be up at 4:30 in the morning. So we had 3.5 hours before we had to get up.
Yep.
But then at 2:20 in the morning,
There's our doors in the hotel had a doorbell, and our doorbell rang, and they're bringing the passport back at 2:30 in the morning. I don't know why they didn't wait.
just
until
give it to us in the
breakfast,
morning. But anyway, you got the passport, and then we had to wake up 2 hours after that
I
at
think I had
4:30.
about an hour's sleep was
Yeah.
all that night.
So then we got up, got dressed, packed our bags, and went down. They had a breakfast buffet, which was very nice for us. And then we got on the buses by 6 a.m. They wanted us on the buses because we have to get a small tour of Delhi. So they took the bus, drove us around New Delhi, showed us the beautiful boulevards and the buildings, and the guide gave us a little bit of history of New Delhi, which was nice. I mean, it was nice to see. It's a beautiful city that was designed, and it's when you actually can architect a city. That's what you can see is
That's
what
right.
they had in
Then-
New
then
Delhi.
They can do it well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we had to get on get to our first destination, which was a private train from New Delhi to Agra. Now, Agra is the city where the Taj Mahal is located, and so the idea was Royal Caribbean had chartered a train, a private train.
Welcome, sir.
To take all of us world cruisers on one train from Delhi down to Agra. However,
And it should be a 2-hour train
it was
ride.
supposed to be a 2-hour train ride, which would have been faster than taking buses. However, what they didn't realize is private trains on the Indian train system can be deprioritized if the trains are busy. And they were busy. So we would go, and it took us the first hour to leave the first train station. And then we would go a little bit and stop, and go a little bit and stop, and go a little bit and stop. We were on that train for 6 hours.
Yeah, it was a long train ride
Yes.
that we were not expecting.
Right.
And then during that time, they decided, because now, once again, time is getting short, that we would have to skip the tour of the fort
Yeah,
so
Agra
that
Fort.
we'd be able to see the Taj Mahal.
So we got, finally, we got to Agra. They bussed us over to our hotel. Which we, now it's in the afternoon. So they said, okay, go get ready. There's a quick buffet lunch here. They gave us lunch, and then we had to get on. Right after that, we had to get on the buses, and they took us to the Taj Mahal. So we got on the bus from the hotel after the buffet, and they took us to the Taj Mahal. Once you get to the Taj, they are not allowing any vehicles within a mile of the Taj that use, that are gasoline powered, and so you have to actually take you have to walk. They have donkey rides and rickshaws, or you can take electric golf carts. And so that's what they did. They had golf carts waiting for us, and they took us into to the Taj. And the guides then took us to the front where the main archway is. They spent some time describing the Taj and telling us about it, and then brought us in. And then at that point, they finally, about 5 o'clock, said, okay, you can go on your own and explore the Taj, which we did.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah. So now we've been traveling for a day and a half, or day. And yeah, so
We're feeling tired
Yeah.
and a little frustrated at
Yeah.
this point.
yeah. But now you get to see the Taj, and what did you think,
And
Nancy?
it was actually very spectacular. In fact, I thought it was truly beautiful, and I thought it was prettier in person than what I had ever seen in pictures, and it was probably more beautiful than what you'll experience just seeing our videos here. But yeah, it was neat to see.
Yeah, and being there with you and being able to experience it, it was really, it was wonderful. And we were there toward the end of the day, so we just went, and after we toured the inside, now you are not allowed to take pictures inside the actual Taj. I guess maybe we should give just very quick, we're not going to give the
Right.
full history lesson.
But a little bit.
But the Taj Mahal itself, realize it is a mausoleum. This is not a palace castle castle built, it's
Right.
nothing. It's a mausoleum, and it's for the favorite wife of one of the leaders, and in the end, it's the king of Agra here, and he built this as a tribute to his wife when she died, and that's what it is. It's the greatest mausoleum ever built. It's also built from a standpoint of symmetry. So on one side is what's called the guest house, and the other side is a mosque, and they are built exactly identical. Now, nobody's ever really stayed in the guest house on the right side if you're facing the front. The mosque is used still, and that's on the left side. But really, the idea about the Taj Mahal, I think it's really stepping back and just taking in the beauty. It's looking at the artwork and the artistry and the inlay marble. Like you can see one part here where the designs of the inlay marble, if you look at it, it looks like it's all zigzagged and indented, but then when you get up close to it, it's actually flat. It's an optical illusion, and they were that good with the artistry that they did with this. And we just sat and after touring the inside, went and just enjoyed it. We went and just literally sat with the sun at our back and letting the sun set and just enjoy the Taj Mahal.
And it was beautiful. That was a very special moment that I got to share with you.
Yep, same with me. And the funny part was, though, we became an attraction.
Well, we sure did, because well, we look different than everybody else there, and so they wanted to take a picture with their children with us and with them with us,
families,
and yeah, so that was kind of funny, but
yeah, one after another, just we were sitting there just enjoying the Taj, and we didn't mind at all, honestly. It was so fun, and the kids would come up and sit on a knee and take a picture, and it was funny
because we look different.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, this is a national treasure of India. And so the vast majority of people are Indian. It's not foreign tourists like ourselves. And so, we became a little bit of attraction. That was fun. Well, unfortunately, we only had a total of about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes at the Taj. That's all the time we had. And our guide, said we had to be back at the front by 6:30. And we had to leave, so that's all the time we got at the Taj. We would have liked to stay a little bit more, take it in, but we had to take off from that point. Went through the gate and took the golf carts back up. The next stop we had on the way back, they did stop at a marble shop.
They showed how it's some of the same marble that they used to create the Taj Mahal, and they showed how they carved it and how they inlaid the different pieces into the marble. And then, of course, you could purchase some, and it was quite expensive. We didn't get anything there, but we were there for maybe 30 minutes or so, and then we got back on the bus and
headed back to the hotel. Yeah, and they had a buffet. Nice. It was all set up and ready to go. Now it's about 8:30 at night. We had a quick dinner, and then we had to get some rest because we had to be up at 4 a.m. to catch our bus to drive back to Delhi to catch our flight, which we did. We made it on time, got our flight.
Thank goodness for those neck pillows.
I know. So we slept on the bus on the way back to Delhi, and then we got on the plane, and now we flew back and met the plane back in Cochin. So it is a really quick summary. It was Cochin to Delhi, Delhi to Agra on the train, 6 hours on the train, hotel, Taj for an hour and 15 minutes, and then back to the hotel, buses to Delhi, Delhi to Goa. So it was quite the trip.
All right, it really was. It was a bucket list item that honestly I never thought in my lifetime I would get to the Taj Mahal. I never thought that, and so truthfully, I am actually very glad that I got to see it and got to go there. Despite the crazy trip that it was, I'm still grateful to get to see it. But
and I was glad to be able to see it with you. So
would I come back?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, and I think when you look at it, we started this video off by saying 48 hours of travel, and it was 48 hours of travel for an hour and 15 minutes at the Taj Mahal. And I would agree with you. Sitting there at the Taj Mahal for an hour with you was worth that 48 hours of travel.
It was very special to see it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
and they're done that now.
Yeah, but I think the Taj Mahal is absolutely a bucket list item for anybody that loves world travel, that wants to see these sites. It is something that, and seeing New Delhi too. New Delhi is an amazing city. So you know that's where you're in general going to fly into, and you can get tours that go out to the Taj. It is a bucket list item, so I would agree. Well, once our plane landed in Goa, we got on a bus, and it was like an hour trip from the airport back to the ship. We made it on the ship, and our Taj Odyssey was completed. And like you said, I think that 48 hours of travel was probably worth it for the hour there. What we had our friends, and we wanted to kind of celebrate this, and so with our friends, we actually wanted to go out and have a nice dinner instead of a rushed,
Right.
just buffet like we'd been having. And we sat down and just had a nice dinner. And the really good thing about that was we were able to reflect with our friends, and we ate at Chops and just kind of talked about it, because all of us were on different buses at different hotels having different adventures, and that was nice to be able to kind of hear everybody's perspective.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, that was really good. Well, the very next day we're having to get some rest now. We need a little bit of rest, so because tomorrow we're going to Mumbai,
That's right.
which is going to be noisy, crowded.
More
It's going to
touring.
be, yeah, it's going to be crazy, but we're going to let you know, was it worth it to see, and what did we see in Mumbai? So don't miss that.
All right, friends, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.